So there is a lot of ways that money is taken from the people. And when I realized we were in a scam, it was when we had a strategy session. Strategy session was when what do you call it? We had a guy brought in who was involved within foundation. So he came to help us strategize on how to grow the revenue of the church by 150%. And I was like, okay, so how do
what are you going about?
Yeah, and then he moved from 150 to say 1,000%. And I was like, okay, fine. So how are we going to increase the giving from the standard 10% tithe to generating that revenue? And then in that strategy session, that is where we were told, which now people that are partakers that we were interacting with at the Eagles level need to now be able to offer about 500,000 at a go. And then he needed to be a billionaire by a certain time. And I was like, hell no.
That's a personal.
In that strategy session, I have the document that says we need to elevate Bishop Zondo to be the Beyonce of the gospel. And I was like, no, this is it. How do we now? It means we're going to have to skin people alive to get those amounts in the church. So, yes, and then that's where the trick comes in to say, okay, all of you partakers, you sit at the front. And then once he starts preaching and getting into the momentum, you go in, not get 50 rand, get 200 and whatever, lump sum, put it there. It will influence other people in giving. And I was like, I'm not acting. I am not standing up. But that is what was being taught. How do we generate? It was never about winning the souls. It was all a numbers game to say how much money can we generate, be it on the sales, be it on sales. We would get a prophecy that they would say there will be flu coming in, you need to buy the yellow oil and whatever that we needed to make the target, there will be something. You need to change the old stickers, you need to put the new stickers with the space, you need to change the straight ones to put the round ones. So it was all a money making scheme. So if you don't have the sticker, people do not know you're part of his church, why are you ashamed of him and all that. So there were little gimmicks that were made as prophecies of something that is coming and not coming. And there were oils that were given to business people. The big bottle, it's not even olive oil. I was shocked when I got to hear, it's just an oil yako checkers that the ShopRite that they buy and then bottle it as if the olive oil. And the big one that probably would sell for 50 rands per shop before the cooking oil prices went up. You would get it by 1,000 rand. That's the bishop's oil. Yeah, not personally, we rapid it. And that time, you realize now, we were used to who were packaging these oils, and then they were packaging these oils in front of us. So Bishop did not pray for them. At times, the water would come from Mahali's water straight into the church, but still, people believed the water has been prayed for, and then those are the things. But the oil that is dangerous, the most dangerous oil, is the red oil. When I discovered this by chance, because that oil is wapongake. So the oil comes from Kwamuti, south of Joburg, I think. Kwamuti, it's where the oil comes from. And how do I know this? It's because when we're doing the fundraising, I said, okay, fine, we keep on spending with all these suppliers. Let them now come and contribute to our events. It's called share of wallet in sales. Mm-hmm. I'm spending money with you. Now it's your turn to come and support my business in this fundraising. I couldn't get the supplier of the green oil and the red oil. And I was like, no, these oils are part of our merchandise. So why can't I get that? But only Zondo knows where the oils come from. And I was like, okay, fine. If it's not in the country, how do we get the oils? No, only Zondo knows how. Mthembu and Lefty, there's a guy called Dave. Mthembu is the Amabera, the head usher, Zondo. And then Lefty is responsible for the sales. Those are the only two people who can go get the oil, but they only go with cash. So there are no records of how much is spent on the oil. And then I was like, okay, fine. So you just give them the cash, and then they comes with drums of oil. Yeah, but the drums, no one knows where they come from. Until one day, Ntokozo said to me, sister, lama drums abuya kamuthi. I was so angry with him. Wamuthi, it's where there's inyangas and everyone buys their African tradition concoctions. So it's in short. So I was like, no, I couldn't tell you the time. But that's how I discovered Kuti. Those are not based on olive oil. So, and then you would find fragments or dregs inside the red oil, most especially. That's why then he was accused, go to the human blood, this whatever, but no one knows exactly what is put in those oils. It's only the people that collect them, and they would know. So there's a lot of mystery on how the ministry operates, but again, in that mystery, you understand now, it was never a church of God. It was never about advancing God's kingdom. It was only making Zondo rich and bewitching people.